Man, they're sanding that thing too. After watching all the videos, man, I realized that I frickin' spit at people's boats a lot. I'm trying to spit on myself now. Yeah. Should I put one on both? Well, if they're up high. Yeah. So this is the first dive of the day on a commercial trip. This spot is a small wreck, and we are targeting amberjacks and mangrove snapper on it with a possibility of a cobia. Our commercial quota for amberjack are 7 fish per trip, so we're going to try to get them all on this spot and look for the biggest ones we can. So I thought I double checked to make sure that shaft was locked in. When you roll, the water depresses the trigger for the bottom shaft and it has a tendency to unlock. I guess I just didn't push it all the way in, and luckily I got that line on there before at the beginning of the dive. As you can see, we are on the thermocline line now, and it is super dirty under it. So we kind of went down into it, figured out it was nasty, and then came back up. Here, I did something that you should never do. I tried to powerhead that amberjack kind of quartering away, and I just didn't get a good solid hit. And the next mistake that I made was not taking that powerhead off. I tried to shoot another fish with it just to see if it would go off, but they never work after you miss one. I don't know if it just breaks the seal on them, but I have very few times have I done that and they actually worked. You'll see I stick this next one in the head and it doesn't go off. That was the reason for it. So you can see with that powerhead on there, it didn't get good penetration. It's not holding that fish. It hurt him pretty bad. He's bleeding pretty good, but I need to get a second shot in him so I don't lose him. If that fish swims off, then the rest of the school will swim off with him more times than not, and then you won't get any more opportunities on him. So right now the dive's really not going my way. That's pretty much like a third strike type deal, having the shaft come out and then powerheads fail and then all the line tangle. So I'm about to go back down into the murk and just see what kind of snapper I can get. The jacks really aren't staying with us, the bigger ones anyway. There's a lot of smaller jacks here, but the big jacks aren't coming through and staying. So I'm gonna let Chad have at those, and I'm gonna do something productive on the bottom. Just heard Chad Powerhead again, so I know he's back on the jacks. I halfway tried to keep track of how many shots I heard, that way I knew how many fish we had, but I kind of gave up and I just decided to let him take all of them.
Dang, fuck.
There's so many false targets here with all the red snapper and gags running around in this bad viz. Sometimes it's hard to decipher what's a big mang and a smaller red snapper, but it's just one of the things you got to work through. Well, it was a long dive in about 60-degree water, and the snappers are starting to thin out, the bigger ones anyway, so I think it's about time to head to the top. You can see as I get it through that thermocline, I can tell where Chad is on the other side of the wreck. You can see his bubbles coming out. Man, it's dirty on the bottom. Oh. Yeah. It's really good up above the thermocline. When you get down in there, it's dirty. I think Chad's got all the rest of the AJs. He was banging them away as I was hitting snapper.
I heard one pop when y'all first went in.
That was Chad.
I didn't hear no more.
I only shot one and it didn't go off. I think I had too much epoxy in it. There's some monster mangoes in there. What you think, Chad? You mess them up? Oh, I would have said something else, but I'm gonna put this on the video. Pick one of them up. All right.